Hello! It's Wednesday! Happy Top Wednesday! I'll do my usual, awkwardly sitting around to see if anybody's gonna join in. I would put some background music on during these awkward moments, but the last time I tried doing this for a different Pages video, it wouldn't post because Facebook was shouting at me about how 'tis not my music. So, that was cool. Vanna's here. Hello, Vanna. Happy Wednesday. Nice of you to join me, per usual. Much appreciated. I was just talking to myself, so that's exciting. How are you today? How was your Wednesday? I was commenting how I need some background music, but last time I tried that, it got weird. So I just don't. I just awkwardly sit here. I hope that your Wednesday is going well, Vanna. What you been doing? While you type, I have been, sitting at my kitchen table all day because that's where I work. I worked on this top lesson. I made that little TikTok meeting reminder video. You caught a pizza box on fire. How did you do that? I mean, you're not alone. I caught the stove on fire once, so luckily I had a fire extinguisher. I wish it didn't have to, have the awkward me while you try to answer things, because, what a weirdo I am, just dancing around. While you're telling me how you caught the pizza box on fire, I will just say disregard the green in the background. Normally I have my gray and white curtains, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays I have to do Zoom staff meetings with the rest of the top staff. And we do that on Zoom, and on Zoom you can have cool backgrounds if you have a green screen, so I have this up so I can have backgrounds for that. You left it on the burner, and turned on the burner without knowing, and left it on there for 10 minutes. Yeah. That can cause the pizza box to catch on fire. Did you notice it before it did any damage or got too bad? Fingers crossed that you did. Hopefully nothing soups crazy happened with the burning pizza box. Because, yeah, we don't want anything weird to happen with burning pizza boxes. That doesn't bring us joy. Good job, Sylvia. Good job. Way to swoop the burning pizza box. So that was an interesting and exciting moment in your Wednesday that you weren't planning on. But I'm glad that you are here joining me for another installment of Wait Top Wednesday. Okay. So Harold had said he was going to join us, but maybe he'll pop in. Maybe not. Anybody else around who wants to pop in? Join us. The lowdown for today. You broke the table leg in half. Vanna, you're having a week. I was gonna say happy spring break, but apparently your spring break is filled with chaos and destruction. Broken things, burning things, just sounds like a lot happening at your house. So I hope that the rest of your spring break goes a little bit smoother and calmer with less property damage. Fingers crossed. But happy spring break to all of you. I hope that you are having a good spring break. What you been doing? Fill me in. I hope that you've all had a chance to step aside from some schoolwork this week. Not that I'm saying don't do your schoolwork, but it is spring break week, so I hope that you were able to have a little bit of a break, do some fun things, maybe just relax, and not focus your energy and attention just on school for right now. I hope you all had a nice weekend. If you are a human who celebrates Easter, I hope that you had a lovely Easter on Sunday. But yeah, happy spring break, everybody. I've got a few days left of spring break, so enjoy it. I would tell you to go out, enjoy the spring weather, but skirt, have you looked outside today? It's snowing! There's snow on my grass. There's snow falling. I didn't know it was snowing until I had a text message from my husband that said, look outside. And I looked outside. I hadn't done that since the morning when it wasn't snowing. But alas, it's snowing. It's snowing. It's April. It's April 15th. Why is it snowing? But it's snowing. And it's supposed to snow more on Friday. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because, like pandemic and trapped in our houses. And now, snowing. So that was an interesting little twist in our spring break. So if you haven't looked outside in a while, check it out. It's snowing. Looks like low-key January. Good times. Yeah, I hate it too. I went from, it was like 60 something like 1 week, and now it's winter. No. Pick a season, Ohio. Pick a season. I posted a service opportunity on Friday. I made a little video, some service opportunities for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We at the YWCA house a rape crisis center. So sexual assault awareness is something that is important to us. Obviously, we also work with lots of students like yourselves. And in our work with the students of Toledo Public, we encounter, unfortunately, a lot of people who have been victims of sexual assault or have someone that they know and care about who has been a victim of sexual assault. So we want to make sure we are bringing awareness to that cause, and the month of April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So I posted some of the different activities. I gave some examples in the video, but then in the comments I posted the calendar of daily activities that the Heart Coalition is offering. So I'm not going to post a service video this Friday with a new service opportunity. I might just post something fun, like a fun something you could do just to pass the time of quarantine. So you still all have plenty of time and opportunities. Ideally, I would love for you to all at least make one something for Sexual Assault Awareness Month, whether that's you just make the teal ribbon. You can just cut a ribbon out of paper and color it teal if you have a teal marker, or go around your house and spell out SAM, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so SAAM. I just found random letters on like a Pop-Tart box and like an invitation that was on my refrigerator, different things like that, and then I just put them on the little piece of paper. So there's a lot of different opportunities. So that is my challenge for all of you. I know I talked to Anahi earlier, and she told me that she completed one of the activities, the Spell It Out Sam. So thank you, Anahi, for participating in that. Make sure you send me a picture of that. But that is my challenge for all of you. By the end of April, which we still have some April left, I'm asking that you complete one of these service opportunities for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It is our goal to try and get everybody to accomplish some sort of service this month. So, like I said, I will not post an additional service opportunity. This Friday, I'll post something fun, like a fun at-home activity. So do some service for me if you are so inclined and would like to. Yeah. So that is the lowdown for today. Today's topic is noticing the positives. So I thought this would be a good, excuse me, would be kind of a good self reflection lesson to do. It's very easy to focus on negative things that are going on, especially right now, because there's a lot of stuff happening in the universe. And life is very different right now for everybody. There's a lot of people who unfortunately are missing out on big things, people's graduations being delayed, people's weddings being pushed back, people not getting to see the birth of babies that are in their lives, people who have people they love who are ill that they can't be with. So there can be a lot of negatives going on right now, but it's important for us to focus on the things that are positive in our lives. We focus on the negatives too much and for too long, we kind of get sucked into that cycle of negativity, which is not good for your mental health, your emotional health, or your physical health. So let us discuss noticing the positives. When you hear me say the phrase positive outlook, what comes to mind? So when you hear somebody talking about having a positive outlook, what comes to your mind? So obviously Savannah is here watching the lesson, but if you are somebody who watches this after the fact, as always, you can add any comments, any input to the video in the comments. I do go back and I check those types of things, so you can always still participate after the fact in the comments, and I will check it out. So Vanna, when you hear the phrase positive outlook, what does it make you think of? And I'm going to do my awkward dancing while Vanna waits, or Vanna answers and I wait. With my weird green screen. Just thinking positive. Yeah. So, thinking positive, maybe like having a positive view on different things. Do you think a person has to be born with a positive outlook, or is it possible that they could develop a positive outlook? So do we have to be born with it, or is it something that we can learn? Can we learn to be more positive? While you do that, I'm going to invite the rest of the group to watch this video in case anybody forgot or still wants to check it out and participate. They can develop it. Yeah, for sure. It's not a skill that you have to be born with. People can definitely develop the skills of having a positive outlook. So our brain is like a muscle, and when we exercise it by noticing and focusing on positives, we build a positive outlook. So we've talked about this when it's come to like mindfulness and different things like that. Your brain is like a muscle. So the more that we work it on things that we want to achieve or views that we want to have, the more that those things happen. So it is possible that we can continuously develop a more positive outlook the more we practice it. Why would someone want to develop a positive outlook? So why do you think someone would want to develop a positive outlook? And while you're answering that, no, Lily, no, you may not go outside because we already did this before I started recording this video. For whatever reason, every time I record a video, Lily decides it's an appropriate time to go outside. But it's not. She already went outside. And it's snowing, and that doesn't bring her joy. So, bye, Lily. The question is, why would someone want to develop a positive outlook? To quit thinking negative and to make themselves happier. Yeah, definitely. Things that they would like me to share with you A positive outlook can help us build on our strengths and work towards our goals. A positive outlook can help us solve problems and persevere through challenges. So those are other reasons why we want to be able to develop and have a positive outlook. Something to keep in mind, because sometimes people think this. A positive outlook is not a magic wand or an eraser. It cannot automatically fix issues or problems, and it does not take the place of asking for help. So a positive outlook is an incredibly wonderful thing to have. It can help us. Hi, Sylvia. It can help us develop these skills and, helping with our mental, emotional, and physical health. But it is not a cure-all, end-all for everything. Just because you have a positive outlook doesn't mean that if you have a medical condition and you just think positively, it's going to magically disappear. Or if you lose your job, you can't just think, well, by golly, it's going to be all right. That's a good thing to do. But then you have to actually put actions behind that and try and get like a different job or different things like that. So thinking positive and having that positive outlook is not just the end all be all that will magically make everything better. It helps, but it will not make everything better. Welcome, Sylvia. We are talking today about noticing the positives. So we're talking about how if somebody would like to have a more positive outlook on life, it's something that they can develop. Practice makes perfect. You don't have to be born with it. We were talking about how people may want to have a more positive outlook because it can help build on our strengths and work towards our goals, and it can help us problem solve and persevere through challenges. So I posted a handout in the page a little bit ago to give everybody an opportunity to take a look at it. I am actually not sure if you did that or not, if you had a chance to do so. If you did and happen to write some things down, that will make this activity much easier. If you did not have an opportunity to look at that sheet, that's okay. We will improvise per usual. So, Vanna, did you have a chance to look at that sheet or write anything down? We'll start there. Hey, Lillian. Come here. You're being Okay, you did. Yay! Awesome. Thanks, Vanna. You bring my heart joy. Okay. So, we have that handout. I also completed the handout. I have a printer at my house for my husband's business, so I utilize that to be able to print this. So this noticing the positive sheet. So those of you who watch this after the fact, the handout is posted in the group. You can take a look at that. If you want to share things in the comments, again, you can. The sheet is broken down into 2 sections. So I am and in my world. I think it's hard to read through the paper. So I asked for everybody to answer 4 from each section. So, Vanna, you don't have to type 8 things into the comments if you don't want to, but if you would like to type 2 from each or something like that, that would be awesome. Then we'll kind of talk about it. While you're doing that, I will share what I wrote. That way it gives you some time to type. Sound like a plan? Lego. So for I wrote, I'm good at listening, being supportive, and making people laugh. Hopefully I actually do, and it's not just in my head, but I like to think that these are things that I'm good at. My favorite things about myself are, I like my sense of style, because I think I'm a unique human being. I'm rocking pigtails today at, almost 35 years old. It's chill. And my caring personality. I try to go above and beyond to be caring and compassionate to other humans, so I like that about me. I enjoy being with my family and friends. I like to craft. I like to do my hair and makeup. I enjoy TV, and I like to spend time with all of you. Something that makes me special. I think I got a good heart. I think my heart's in the right place. I try to, be helpful and care about people. So I think my heart makes me special because not everybody has those qualities. I help others by supporting them in any way that I can. So I try to be supportive of my friends, my family, my coworkers, all of you. So that support looks different depending on the person or the situation, but I always try to do whatever I can to be supportive of others. I'm grateful for my family and my friends because they're my people. I can overcome challenges. One challenge I've overcome is finishing my classes so I could graduate college early. I almost didn't graduate on time because I had some health issues come up. So I was able to finish up and still graduate a semester early. Okay. Savannah said, I'm good at listening, being goofy, helping, and good at learning fast. Agreed. I enjoy being helpful, going to school, seeing friends, and Top. Excellent. You are indeed helpful. And I enjoy having you at Top. So, I'll read my In My World so you can type up two of your In My World. In my world, something I like about our Top Club is that we are a family. Something that makes me special is how I act. You are very special in a good way. You are a very unique individual. You don't, worry what other people think of you. You just stay unique and authentic to yourself. And I appreciate that about you. You got any other I ams for me? I'll hold off before I read In My World to see if you have any other I ams. I'm gonna move this disinfectant spray so I don't attack myself with it, because that doesn't bring me any joy. I will wait to see what else you have. While you're putting things, let me see if there's anything. Nope. We've talked about the brain being a muscle-y entity and things like that. I love our Top Club because you're like a family and we have a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. I think we are like a family. I do think we have a lot of fun. Families are not all the same. Not everybody is exactly the same. And I don't think any of us are exactly the same. But I think that works well. We all bring something different and unique to the group. And even though we are all different, I think we get along really well. And we respect each other. And we complement each other's uniqueness. And I love our group. One thing I like about school is the animals and plants and school and teachers. Yeah, you do have you have a cool school. You get a lot of cool opportunities. I put one thing I like about school, and I'm just referencing WAIT or TPS in general, because I get to go to a lot of different schools with Draw the Line, and then obviously Top. I get to interact with a lot of great people. So I get to hang out with all of you. I get to meet a lot of 6th graders. I get to interact with the staff at WAIT who I've had good experiences with. And I have a lot of really awesome 6th grade teachers that I have worked with for years, and they're really awesome. So I enjoy that about school. Vanna, you have anything else for In My World that you answered? I appreciate my friends because they help me when I need it, they keep me happy, and they help me get all of my A's. Yeah, let's see. I didn't, not as much, but similar. I said I appreciate my friends because they always have my back. I think it's important to have friends that are there for you, can support you, have your back when you need them. So I'm glad that your friends do, as do mine. Anything else you filled out for In My World? again, thank you very much for doing this ahead of time. Makes this much easier for us to do. I appreciate you, as always. It's okay, Lil. So, commercial break while you're writing. So, my neighbor is a child. Like, I think he's a 3rd grader. I don't know. He's like an elementary child. And for Easter, he got a drum kit. And you can hear the drums from inside of my house while he's inside of his. And Lily, not a fan of it. It's low-key terrifying because randomly you just hear drums. So right now Lily is losing her mind because I heard the drums. So back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, cool. Thank you for answering those, Vanna. I appreciate you. I did all of them just because I'm the facilitator and I felt like that was my job. I am grateful to my community neighborhood for being filled with nature and being peaceful. So I live in a neighborhood that doesn't have like a ton of people. It's pretty quiet. It's super annoying. Like the drums are super annoying. But my neighborhood is right by the lake. We're right by the Howard Marsh Metro Park. So there's a lot of nature and that's pretty cool. Like sometimes like I've had deer in my backyard before. So I like that. And there's not a lot of people and it's quiet. And sometimes when it's really quiet, you can hear the lake, you can hear the waves. So I really like that about my neighborhood. The best things about my life right now are, I'm healthy, I'm alive. I have wonderful family and friends. I have a job that's really stellar that I love because I get to hang out with all of you, and act like a kid and just have fun. And it's pretty sweet that I get paid to do that. And I have a home. I have a roof over my head and I feel safe in my home. And so those are things that the best things about my life right now. So, huzzah! We completed this worksheet. Now I'm going to read the things I'm supposed to read after you do the worksheet. So we already shared our responses. We kind of talked about it. Did this activity help you notice anything that you don't usually think about? So was there anything in this activity that made you think like, I don't really think about that very often? For me, I think it was taking time to think about myself, think about things that I like or appreciate about myself. I don't always do that, and I think a lot of people don't always do that, where they take the time to think about or, recognize positive things about themselves. So, the question was, did this activity help you notice anything that you don't usually think about? Awkward dancing with Miss Corey. Awkward dancing with Miss Corey. Yeah, you have a good personality and really like your school and the setting that you're in. Yeah, those are things, like I said, we don't always think about, especially when it comes to school, when you're at school, and I even feel like this sometimes just being in schools. Sometimes I'm so tired of being at school or dealing with things, but now that I think we're not in school, we kind of realize how important school is to us, especially your school with all the unique opportunities that you have with the animals and all of the things that you get to do that are hands-on. I think doing an activity like this, especially during this time, is a good way to reflect on the things that you have in your life that you can be appreciative of, that are really cool. When you were filling out the sentences, was one of the sections easier to complete than the other? So, did you think the I am or the in my world, those sections, did you think one of those were easier than the other? And if you did, why? Oh, and I just dropped you. That's what happens when I use my laptop as like a base to hold my phone. and then I slammed things, so my apologies. For me, I thought the in my world section was easier than the I am, and that kind of goes back to just what I was saying, that I don't always take the time to think about myself and reflect on positive things. So for me, it was easier to be thinking about all of you and other people. For you, it was the same, which is awesome. I'm glad that you didn't think one was more difficult than the other. For me, the in my world was easier than the I am. What can you do to practice a positive outlook? So what are some things that you can do to practice a positive outlook? For me, I would say just continuing to be supportive of people. I use mindfulness a lot to help with a positive outlook. So, when things are getting tough, I take a step back, take a step back, take 3 deep breaths, observe, proceed. I try to see the light in the dark, I guess you could say. So, those are things that I'm going to do to continue to practice a positive outlook. See, I did it again. I'm the worst. I need to stop putting my hands on this table that I'm using. So, things that you're going to do to practice, to continue practicing. Do a positive jar where I write all the positive stuff down and put it in the jar. I love that! That's funny that you should mention that, because I might be doing something like that on the other Facebook page that you're a part of with me, where I do activities like that. So, way to be like a little cute mind reader, Savannah. So tomorrow, when I post a video, don't be super surprised at what the activity is, because that is super crazy that you read my mind. This is how in sync we are, you and I. We're just that in sync. So again, remember, our brain is like a muscle, and when we exercise it by noticing and focusing on positives, we strengthen our ability to have a positive outlook. The more we practice our positive outlook, the stronger it will become. So there was one other activity that this lesson called for, and I didn't put this on the page ahead of time. This is something that you can do if you would like to. You don't have to, but this is just sort of like a way to continue practicing, noticing the positives, and kind of practicing the things we learned in this lesson. So what they were asking is for you to design a bumper sticker. So what it says is, you can just take a piece of paper that you have at home. Obviously, I'm not there to hand that to you. So, piece of paper, and then pens, pencils, colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever it is that you want to use. So, you are going to create a bumper sticker as a way to reflect on today's lesson. On your bumper sticker, you want to design it to make it so it can remind you to notice positives and to practice a positive outlook. Then, if you do choose to do this activity, you can take your bumper sticker and place it somewhere that you'll see it and be reminded to notice positives and practice a positive outlook. So, I didn't make anything fancy like I sometimes do. I know that sometimes I make things on apps that I have on my phone, or I do things on Word and I print it, and you all might not have access to those types of things, and I get that. Never feel like when I do things like this that you have to have it to the same level that I do. I am a crafty human being. I just happen to have things in my house. So I made my bumper sticker very quickly and simply. And so my bumper sticker just has some polka dots, and it says, "This too shall pass." I really like this saying, "This too shall pass," because nothing bad lasts forever. Sometimes it feels like it's going to last forever. And trust me, like, I've been through things in my life. Obviously, last year, you all know some of the loss that I experienced in my family. And in those moments, it feels like it will last forever. but things pass. That's not to say that bad times don't still stick with us, or we don't still experience loss, or we don't miss people or things like that. That will happen forever. But eventually, all the bad things in the bad times, they evolve. We learn to either deal with them, things get better. This too shall pass. So that is my bumper sticker. That is my positive saying that I like and that I want to keep in mind as a reminder to continue to notice the positives. So especially right now, like I said, it's a weird time. There's a lot of people that I know who are experiencing things. I have people in my life who are working on the front line with COVID patients. I have people in my life who are out of a job. I have a sister-in-law who has to push her wedding back that I was supposed to be in, so now we don't get to have the wedding when we're supposed to. It can be really easy to focus on all of the negatives and the sad stuff that's going on in the world. But we can see from China and Italy, this too shall pass. As long as we continue social distancing, staying at home, washing our hands, wearing a mask, all those types of things, this COVID, this pandemic is also going to pass. So this too shall pass. If you do indeed make a bumper sticker of something to help remind you to notice the positives, take a picture of it, post it in the comments. I feel like an influencer, like my page, subscribe, post in the comments. But yeah, if you make a bumper sticker, post it in the comments and let me see what your bumper sticker looks like to help remind you to notice the positives. We did it! Another Wait Top Wednesday meeting. So, as always, thank you, Vanna, for participating. I appreciate you very much. If it's going to continue just to be you and I, one of these weeks, we should do a Zoom top meeting. So I have the Zoom app on my computer. That's something that you can download the app on your phone. And instead of doing the meeting like this, where you're just typing things, we could actually video each other. And then I can put my green screen to use and I could have fun, wacky backgrounds. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. If Zoom is something that you would be willing to download. And that goes for everybody else. At this point, it's just been Vanna and I doing these top meetings. So Vanna, we could do like a Zoom meeting next week, and then I can actually record it on my computer, and then I can post it later. So the rest of you who normally watch the meetings after they're recorded, I would be able to post it, and you all would still be able to see it. So Vanna, I will send you a message, and we can talk a little bit more about that, but let's do a Zoom meeting next week. Let's do our top lesson in a Zoom so we can actually see each other. I think that sounds like fun. All right, happy Wednesday. I hope you all have a good rest of your spring break. Hope you didn't put your winter clothes away. Good luck with the snow the rest of the week. I guess it's a good thing we can't really go anywhere. Like I said, Service Project is the Sexual Assault Awareness Month project I posted on Friday, so you can go back and review that video. No new Service Project will be posted this Friday. Yeah. Happy Wait Top Wednesday. I miss you all very, very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.